Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, good. And testing. And welcome to tvosj.org. That is the voice of San Joaquin right here off the Miracle Mile in Stockton, California. Now it is time for the Vigil Show.
Hello, welcome to the Vigil. Welcome to the Vigil Show. And right now we're going to have an interesting topic about when my guest is coming, and his name is Peter. And I can't pronounce his last name, but I'm going to introduce him, his name and his last name, so I can spell it. P-E-R-T. Go ahead and pronounce your introduction, please.
Hello, my name is Peter, and my last name is pronounced Kraljev, or Kraljev. Within my family, we pronounce it differently, so it's not too big of a deal.
Okay. Anyway, and he's from the Urban Arcane. Oh, that's good light. Thank you, man. I can see. Urban Arcane King Alliance. So what did that organization have? What is it?
Okay, well, see, I am the current executive director of the Urban Agrarian Alliance, and this was an idea I came up with several other friends of mine from our experiences with community gardens. Is that we always really liked the idea, and we're always eager to begin with. But they would always start off strong, but as time went on, life would get in the way, work would get in the way, it would become expensive and stuff, and overall, the community garden, while it was a fun, interesting idea, it ended up becoming a drain on us, and so we eventually just abandoned it because of that. But then I thought, what if we took the community garden concept and sort of restructured it into sort of like a cooperative business model, so that it actually can generate enough revenue to cover its expenses and maybe even pay a small staff, to turn something that's a drain into a faucet, and to help sort of to turn drain into a faucet. And I feel like why we're so interested in having community gardens and sort of local small farms throughout the area is issues with food deserts. It's got a lot of in working class and other poor communities. There's no grocery stores or farmers market. There's just convenience stores and fast food, and so their diet mostly consists of just junk food and burgers and French fries and stuff. There's nowhere to get fresh produce or fresh eggs, but there are all these empty lots around the area. So I thought if we could somehow turn these into community gardens, but also these communities are poor and they can't really just afford that as a hobby. So this has to generate its own money and sustain itself. So what the Urban Agrarian Alliance does, it works with communities and works with people who are interested, who want to turn sort of empty lots in their neighborhood, acquire ownership or a long-term lease on them, to turn them into actually a small productive farm that even employs a small staff.
So have you been working on how long have you been working on that project?
I've been sort of toying around the idea and writing up some plans for the past 3 years or so, but I really got it going this June when I filed the paperwork and actually just went for it.
Okay.
And so right now we currently have 2 acres we're working with over at 411 South Ventura Avenue. I'd like to say a thank you to Puentes. It's a current community garden that really liked my proposal, my idea, and wants to work with me on that. So I'm working with them to try and make our first project and get it going.
So are you looking for other nonprofit organizations to collaborate with you?
I'm not actively looking, but I would if there are any interested who are listening, I'm more than willing to work with you and join forces. I will not turn down help.
Well, turn out no. But are they going to be draining any fund that other resource or nonprofit will be collecting those money as well of your resources of money?
What's the question?
Generate money for growth.
We can, yeah. We can work out deals and alliances. Also, currently, I'm working with the Lions Club.
A club, okay.
Yeah, I had a meeting with them. They're interested in working with me, and we're currently working out a deal. I gave them my proposal, and they're bringing it to their board of directors to see whether or not they'll go forward with it. Right. And they've been very helpful, very eager. So even if they don't give off the proposal, they're willing to do some volunteer labor as well, regardless of what the board says. They're just willing to come out and help as individuals.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, when I met Peter, I met him through the line meeting as well, and he gave a very good proposal and presentation, which I think the community need to hear, because like you said, it's a lot of people, a lot of convenience store, a lot of food, fast food, and it's all bad food. Fresh food like radish. People haven't know what radish tastes like. They don't know what cucumber tastes like. They don't know what zucchini tastes like, all kind of vegetables that we all put in our salad before, but now we don't do that. And when they couldn't, all they put is carrot and lettuce. That's all. That's all, carrot and lettuce when you go to the pizza place. That's it. But there's more to make salad. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things put in your plate. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan of salad. I love salad. I could eat a whole day with salad, with food, with salad. But I'm a very sugar person. That's my downfall. I'm a sugar person. I'm a sugar hog, not a carbohydrate. But it definitely brings healthy food to what you're doing. And I think that's something that we all trying to get healthier. But it's like a salad costs $8 and a hamburger costs 99 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's not fair. You know what I mean? It should be the other way around. People don't like salad, but yet they like. They should be less money than liking it. You know what I mean? It should be the other way around. But the economic is weird. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I do appreciate Peter making his mission to grow. I could call him a farmer too, because he's really working.
I am a farmer. I used to work on a regular farm before I started doing this. So yes, I am a farmer.
So you call yourself a farmer?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all. I want to be respectful, but I know that because they're the one to bring our food to our table.
Yeah.
I applaud for them to make their growth, because nobody want to be in the street in the hot weather, in the rain, and all the coldness and all that, while you still have to grow your crop. Different kind of crop in every seasonal that there's a cycle. You know what I mean? What fruit or vegetable grow in this particular weather, and next cycle another fruit different. It's like a pattern. You know what I mean? And some people were asking me. It was kind of funny asking me what with the pumpkin, is it a swat or not a swat? And I'm like, okay, is this? I think it was a swat. So I got it right. It is. It's a swat. It's a big giant swat.
It was what I once grew I think that was a crossbreed between a squash and a pumpkin by accident. It might have been one of those.
Probably, but people told me that it was a big giant swat.
Oh, it was just a big squash. Okay.
Yeah, a big giant swat. I'm like, wow, there's a giant. There's a little one. There's a little. You see them on the store every season. They have the white one, look like a little pear, and kind of like every season they have those. Swat mat, you know what I mean? So they're growing those type of weather, this type of thing. So my mom makes those swat thing with sour cream and butter, and it come out delicious. I'm like, oh, that's heavenly good, seasoning, salt, and whatever. But definitely, I was very surprised. So I didn't know that was like a fact theory. So maybe do you know anything about that?
About which one?
That pumpkin is a squash.
Yeah, pumpkins and squashes are both gourds, but they're not a squash is not necessarily a pumpkin is not necessarily a squash, but they're both gourds.
Okay. So, but they grow in the same,
yeah,
season, in the dirt.
The same season and the same, they're very closely related.
Okay. Well, there's a pro and con,
Yeah.
but I really don't know, but I want to ask the farmer that knows too. So that's great. So as far as that's concerned, what do you want the community to know about your to help out with in the community in Stockton?
With my project that I'm working with the Urban Agrarian Alliance.
Yes.
Well, currently right now we're just setting up our headquarters and our teaching farm, is because we can't just jump in it right away, because most people don't know how to farm or garden, because urban people don't know about the rural farming lifestyle. So we're setting up over in Stockton a teaching farm that will offer classes and workshops that help to teach stuff, so we can bring the agrarian lifestyle to the urban areas, hence the name.
Okay. You know what's kind of funny? Just give me an idea. I wanted to have somebody come to my house and build a little box.
Yeah.
And buy and put dirt on it, and I'll grow my own farm vegetable.
You got little vegetables?
And then you kind of teach me, okay, what do I have to put? What kind of soil I have to put to match that? And that probably would be awesome, because nowadays when you live in the city and you're living on in a community, in a condominium, they have a small little patio down there in the step. You can make a little box in, and you grab your herb. You could buy whatever, tomato, whatever, tiny cherry tomato, whatever, and just kind of help people start that project.
That's actually a service the Urban Agrarian Alliance is going to offer. Like since we're just starting out, we can't really offer any service right now, but we have plans to do that, where you can sort of like hire us out, and we can come to like your front lawn or your patio or your backyard, and we can set up like a small little garden there and give you some like instructions, some advice on how to run it for like a while. And it's like it's called like a keyhole. It's kind of like a little small little garden that has a little slits. You can go in the middle and do the whole area, and like the center of it is also like an active compost heap. So we install both a garden and a compost heap.
Right.
And give you some little instructions on how to use it. Maybe like a little like booklet that gives you some advice on like composting and like setup. And then
you could tell them you can order online and say this bag costs $10. You can buy it for your organization. That way you don't lose your cost or whatever. And then I'm going to buy this compost for my startup and get like a little table and kind of project and just do it. And people will, and even with kids, will watch and see how things are grown. People. I don't think a lot of this new generation don't know how vegetable grown.
Yeah, they don't know where they come from.
They don't know where it comes from and how long did it take to grow. It take weeks. It take months. You gotta really understand that. You throw food away. It doesn't take that. It takes a long time to make that again to grow more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
because like people just don't know how to grow their own food, because like it's kind of like. Farming's interesting is that very few people know how to do it, but it's actually not that complicated once you figure it out. Like once it clicks, you just like, oh, this is easy. I make my own food, but it requires you to sort of like start out with the research, like the steep learning curve. Where like I don't get it. Suddenly, just like I get it now.
Right, but at the same time, once you start planting something, then and you did your garden and everything, and you have to harvest it. That soil have to refertilize it. So a lot of people don't know that. They continue putting it in, and then you need to have some vitamin. You need to buy some herbs. You need to buy some, if it's an acidity, you need non-toxicity, or you need some whatever thing the vegetable needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I really think because like you don't really need to buy your own fertilizer. Like you should buy some fertilizer every now and then to keep it fresh, but like you can actually make your own by like the vegetables that you grow and don't eat that like spoil or like are sick or whatever. You can put those into a compost heap, let it decay, and like use that as your fertilizer next year, and build up on that. So like your table scraps, your banana peels, your eggshells, your like potato peels, newspaper all shredded up, like all that can be piled together, and like if you just keep it wet, it's going to rot, and it'll be really nutritious like fertilizer for your crops later on.
Right, and I think something like that really will interest people that really are health conscious.
Yeah,
like vegan and there's a vegan and there's something out there that's vegan and
was it just vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Yeah, and
so that'd probably be more helpful to contact those type of group. And put it in their, for their housing, for their living room, whatever, like you said, your backyard. Once your project starts, when you start growing, I think something that will eventually pique curiosity on people, and hopefully that your organization will help out and understand where you're coming from as far as, gardening it's hadn't been used for a long time. I don't know. I used to grow flowers. I used to grow them in school. I used to grow them in pot. I used to grow them in plant. And those earth thing? Gardening, when you put glad and you put rock and you put a little rock and then you put dirt and then you kind of put a little bit of water to have the oxygen in it and the plants start growing and you have like live, like a hemisphere. And that was cool. I like that project. I remember that, and now it's just kind of like the earth itself, and then you just seal it, and everything is alive, and just put it in the window, and the sun will hit it, and it will kind of evaporate the water and look like kind of like a rainfall. And I mean, that's something about project people have never been doing that for a while. I mean, that's what I taught at school, and I haven't seen anybody make those things before because it costs money to buy a jar, you have to buy this kind of rock, and then you have to put water, and you have to buy dirt, compost, and you have to put seed and live stuff, so I think something like that in your organization should
like that idea,
like a project too and an event too. It's like, hey, and you can sell that. Hey, this is what we got. You sell it for. It's a lot of ideas that
there's always lots of ideas and lots of projects to get going.
Yeah, so. I mean, I could go on and on talking about things that I've done before in my kids' life, but in here in this new generation, it's non-existent when it comes to farming. It's like I don't want to work in the field. Like, that's a bad thing. It's like a stigmatism on that too.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm
No,
definitely
it's very important. Like it's where our food comes from.
right. So and that's why that's why people need to understand after school, like go after class, after school, and go to the field and just kind of get your hand dirty. People don't like to get their hand dirty.
Yeah.
My hand's kind of dirty. I just went just that
Well, like I was at work earlier today. I was over at the farm. They're working on like getting things ready for like some winter crops they're planting. And my hands are pretty dirty from that.
But yeah, people are afraid to get their hands dirty. I mean, it's not that a big a deal. You know what I mean? So I personally like to do things because I have my plant called Kraljev. It's like a little plant. And every season, my mom used to buy me that plant when I used to go to the hospital. I used to go to the hospital and was 21 years, and she always buy me this plant, and it had like a rainbow plant. So every time she buy me, it'll grow, and then about maybe like 6 months it die out, because it's seasonal plant. So this one I have one at home. It's really kind of like a bushy. I've been watering, spraying it with moistening the leaf with water, spraying water and so it's not as really bushy, I'm like, so I get a kick out of that, like, oh, I made it grow, I made it really big, I'm ecstatic at having a three thumb, everybody know what a three thumb is, right? It's people that know how to grow plants, so I get excited about that too,
It's exciting.
So I know you get excited because you went to school and learned about
I studied
different
agriculture,
kinds, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, do you have this particular organization? How long? What event are you gonna have next? You said next week.
This Saturday. Because Puentes, which is where we lease land from, it's a community garden, and they're on board with our project, and we've been working with them, and now they're trying to resurrect a weekly farmers market, where like every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're going to have some like various like local farmers in the area, other urban farmers, if you're interested. It's like they're local Stockton farmers who are going to be selling their produce and their products there. And we have this, it's at 466 South Ventura Avenue from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's over at 466 South Ventura Avenue, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Box Track Community Farm.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yes.
With TAP or Box Track? Okay,
Box Track.
So is that a community garden for the city or the county?
It's for the city. It's owned by the Box Track Community Center, and the Box Track Community Center is part of the Port of Stockton. That I don't know whether it's the city or the county that controls the port, but I know that this is part of the Box Track Community Center port. The Box Track Port Community Center runs this community garden.
Okay.
And the Urban Agrarian Alliance, my organization, is leasing 2 acres from them and doing our project on there as well.
Oh, cool. All right. So they liked your idea when they put that in the box. Oh, that's awesome.
And they given me some like land to like experiment with and see if it works out and develop it more and more. Because right now I'm getting things set up there. I'm getting irrigation installed and constructing some beds and like some other like tool sheds and stuff. And we're hoping to get some crops growing for the winter, some like cold weather crops. And by spring of next year, we'll probably be hosting workshops and actually having classes and being like an active farm and start looking for other sites to start developing the community gardens throughout the Stockton area.
Perfect. So let me ask you this question. Do you already have your set guideline for each farming that you're going to put like chayote? You never heard of chayote is?
I don't know.
Chayote is a green little vegetable. It's like a zucchini, but you have to really water it and turn it like a vine. So it's vine and also it's green. You cut it up and it's like a dish. And chayote needs a lot of water. Like watermelon, you gotta grow,
It sucks it up.
Yeah, it's all like it grows. It's another swat too, but it grows. It's like a zucchini. It makes with almost similar. But are you planning that particular seasonal fruit or vegetable? What's your main focus, fruit or vegetable that you're gonna plant?
I think primarily focus will be vegetables because they mature faster and we can grow them faster because like fruit usually grows on trees and takes a while for trees to reach adulthood. Okay. So we'll primarily be doing vegetables, but we'll maybe plant some like sprouts of trees as well. So like in a few years we can have some good amount of fruit. Okay. But I feel like the focus should primarily be vegetables because I just like the soonest results. With the fruit we'll have to wait on until the trees start growing.
Okay, so like for example, like fruit. Okay, there's a different kind of fruit, but I'm talking about seasonal fruit.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about like not the
like strawberries
big,
and stuff like
vine,
that.
Like they're like strawberry or
Yeah. We'll grow those. Yeah, of course.
okay,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Cause when you have those, like you're getting ready, you're gonna have like a wave of fruit. Gonna be like, okay, there's not more in season, now there's another fruit that's gonna be in season. You're gonna grow it and moving on to the next. That'd be a good project. So is that what the people are gonna expect from you, from your organization?
Yeah, they can expect that. I feel like we'll have like a lot of the basic like crops, like sort of like corn, squash, beans. You know, the standard stuff.
Okay.
But also, I really feel like we have to ask the people who want to be involved in this project what crops they want to grow, because really it's for their community. So they will have to know like what people like to eat. And also, I don't feel like you can like be a farmer unless you like the crop you're growing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That you made a good point. Yeah.
So I have some ideas of what I want to plant, but also I have to be willing to understand that I have to make sure the people who are doing the work will actually be wanting to grow this plant and later eat the plant.
Right.
So really, it's a whole back and forth. It's a mutual agreement.
Yeah. Mutual idea. Okay.
Mutual idea.
Good point. I like that.
Yes.
That's a good idea. So now let me ask you this question. What would it take for you to get people to get involved? Have you planned for the community to get involved as far as get a hold of you and say, give you the idea of make it quicker as far as your organization?
Yes, if they want to get into contact with me, you can look up either our Facebook page, which is Urban Agrarian Alliance Facebook, or look up our website, which is urbanagrarianalliance.org. There you can find our email address, our phone, and some little like frequently asked question little page about what we do and where we are. And you can send me emails there and get in contact with me there. If you wanted to support the project, you can donate. You can also get in contact with me to see what sort of volunteer opportunities we have, or if you like are ready to go, like all in on this, you talk to me about sort of like actually starting up a community farm in your neighborhood, and see if we can get like some more support, either find an empty lot being in control of, or maybe have like maybe find 5 people in the neighborhood to donate their front lawns and have like a little dual project. We'll see what we can do and try and make it work.
Perfect. So are you asking the public to see if they're doing it will give up their land? Well, no, I'm not.
Give up their land, but at least like let us use it for this project. I would ideally like people who are going to be doing the farming like donate their front lawn. So like it's like if there's like 5 people in a neighborhood who want to be part of this, each one like donates their front lawn, and that's what we use to garden.
I think down the block right by there's a big lot that used to be a house.
Yeah.
They broke it down. And they're not using them. I would just throw something at
Yeah.
the city for because they were.
Do you know if it's city or private property?
There's well actually it was a private property, but they own taxes.
Okay, so the city might have taken it.
It belongs to the city now.
Oh, that's good. It's much easier to work with the city than from a private vendor because like you can like just like request it and the city can give you some better deals on it.
Right. So I think something that could I see a lot of small vacant lots.
Yeah, there's like so many of them, and they're not being used for anything. Which is why like I want to do something.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think you should go to the city and question. I think there's a meeting today, and I think you should suggest that there's a lot of lot that has been utilized, and I definitely think that to get what you want to grow up from whatever we're gonna have cabbage, the next one's gonna be carrot, or the other one will be corn, whatever, and it all matched out, and you kind of like have your own particular. I don't know how they're gonna work it with regarding to lead, how much it's gonna be like a little feed in there, or maybe they'll give a lot to you, whatever. But it doesn't hurt to ask, It
doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah, we always find out.
Yeah.
Work out a deal.
So now that's a good idea too. I mean, because I remember I'm working. When I learned in real estate, I had my license and everything. You have to learn about land, the land use, the contract use. You have to know about is it agriculture, community, is it private? All that stuff. It's a part of business. You have to know that. You have to know those things. So, and when it comes to agriculture, they're more pricier in lot because they have the lease up to 75 year of lease. When it comes to agriculture, because agriculture like vegetable or fruit, become your personal property. But when it comes to land, it's real property. You kind of have to distinguish. When it comes to fixture, if it comes to your land, it's still real property. So it's kind of like, okay, it's a gray area, but still, whatever is planted on the ground, on the land, is real property. When you cut it out, it's become personal property. So,
Yeah.
and that's how farming. You ever took that test in course in pharmacy?
In court? What?
In farm,
Farm?
in property.
I've never gone to court over a land dispute. No.
No.
I keep it legal.
Thing with the land use.
Yeah.
of the land.
Yeah. I know all about that stuff.
You
About the leasing agreements.
Yeah. So that's something I had to learn. That and it was kind of like, okay, what is that? And then I started catching on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got it. So basically, that's pretty good. Now, we're almost time. We got 5 more minutes. Is there anything you want to talk about that I overlooked or haven't mentioned yet?
No, you brought up something just this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at 466 South Ventura Avenue. There'll be a Puentes Farmers Market. We hope to see you there. There won't be just stuff for sale. There'll also be little activities for kids and giant Jenga. Okay. And sometimes we also have like a workshop there on like canning or like jam making. So there's always like a project or something going on out there.
Okay, perfect. So how would they contact you if they want to talk to you about maybe they're going to loan you the land?
Yes, if you want to contact me, go to urbanagrarianalliance.org. You can see our contact information on our website. That's urbanagrarianalliance.org.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, now Betty's back, and it's time to end our meeting, our show today. Thanks for coming and telling me about
Thank you for having me.
It's amazing. It's awesome. Thank you, Pete. Hopefully I can help out and try to get something, be part of your project. It'd be really neat.
It'd be great.
So anyway, thank you, and thank Betty for the board, and thank everyone for watching the Vigil Show. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Man,